Guys, welcome back. So for some reason, my configuration was not able to see my standby database last time. So what I did is I really don't know what I did. So I went into my listener.or file, and actually not my listener, but my TNS name.or. And I tried. First thing I tried to do was I tried to change my global name to DG underscore. Let me see if I have it. Yes, DG. No, not this file, but the listener.or file. I'm trying to change my global name to add underscore DGMGRL, and basically, so I try to do this, and you might find some posts where they tell you to attempt to do that. For me, that was not the case. That was not the issue. So for some reason, I just kept running that I ran that show database command, and every time what it would do is it would actually give me these errors, right? These okay, the value for a property is not is inconsistent with the database setting, and also this is another very important thing that I have to tell you. If you decide to use the DGMGRL, the configuration to monitor your data guard setup, do not use the command line. The two basically, so if you change settings and on one on one on one outlet, basically, and again, so this is going to mess up the configuration, this setup that you have for another one. So that's why I was getting this error. But basically, so what I did is I went into on my standby database, and I ran the show parameter command to see what these parameters were set to. And pretty much they were the same as in on the database as well as my configuration. So I was wondering, okay, what's going on? So I ended up having to just edit the database again and then just reset these to what they already were. And pretty much after I did that, the databases are now. I'm now able to run the show database command and see my standby database. So this is a command that I just mentioned, database verbose status. Verbose v11g2st. So let me actually just run that again. There you go. So now the broker is actually seeing my standby database. So I'm going to continue with what I was with the tutorial. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to enable the fast start failover. So the fast start failover is, so if you run that show database command, and if you put it should be show configuration. Yeah. So let me do show configuration. So fast start failover is currently disabled, right? So I'm going to enable this setting. So and again, so fast start failover is basically it ensures it basically what it does is it's going to make the standby database take over as a primary database if the primary database is not responsive. Might be down, system might be down. Could be a range of issues. So what I would do is I will enable this setting. So first thing I'll do is I'm gonna exit DGML, going to SQL Plus. Okay. That should already be cancelled. So let me just make sure. So what I'm saying is basically you have to take your database out of managed recovery mode, and my database should not be in managed recovery mode. But let me just make sure. Okay, I'm logged in. Let's see. After that, this recovery managed standby. That's my primary, right? Okay. Copy. This is probably not the right one because I was wondering what the heck is going on. So it should be SD. So and it should definitely be. So actually, you know what? Let me do this. Um, Turn off. They should be in standby. Okay, turn off. Cancel. Okay, let's go into on our people plus folder standby. That is auto cancel. Okay. So what I'll do next, I'm going to start my database in I'm going to start my database in mount mode. So what I'll do is let me go to I'm going to before I do that, let me just confirm that my flashback is not on already, right? Before I reinvent the wheel. So select star from select flashback on name comma flashback underscore on from the dollar database. Flashback is currently not on, so I have to restart my database. So what I'll do is I'm going to do a shutdown immediate. And I'm going to do a startup mount. So this is actually like this. Okay. Yeah, so this is actually not even necessary because I have it here at the bottom. I have it right here. So turn off auto file process or send my database out of managed recovery mode. Okay, let's do start mount. So your database has to be in mount mode for you to enable flashback the flashback feature. Okay, so apparently I have the wrong listener. Okay, let me do this. Create. I'm going to go into my database folder, right? Database. I'm going to do create p file from sv file. Okay, from sv file. Okay, so my p file was created, right? Go into my p file. Let's find the listener. So I should not have a listener configured. Okay, there you go. Let's get rid of this. Save it. Close it. Now run startup mount p file and just copy your directory path and paste it and then put in the name of your p file init v11 g2 h3 that over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start I just started database with my p file. I'm going to then create an sv file for my p file. So before I do that, let me turn my Yeah, let me do that. Let me enable, no, let me do this. Create SD file from P file. So I already have my P file. So, okay, let's run that again. There you go. Just wait for the confirmation. Okay. Shut down. Immediate. And I'm gonna rerun startup now. So I wanted to make sure that I'm using the P file so that the change that I'm going to apply to my database are persistent. So if I was to use a P file, then basically, the settings would not be, they would be, you need to, so when so when you're using an SP file and you modify it and you add settings, you do some configuration to it, then basically you're able to, you don't have to, those are going to be persistent throughout the life cycle of the database. But if you use a P file, they're not. That's just putting it, plainly. So startup mount. Let me do this. This has been mounted. So now I'm going to enable flashback. So auto database, it should be auto database flashback on. So let's type that in. Auto database flashback on. Great. So after you've enabled flashback, so type in select flashback on from our database. Let's see if it's going to go to. So hopefully the database does not need to be open, but let's find out. Yes, flashback is currently on. Okay, so start. I don't know why I have that here. This is for the standby database. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut that, and paste that here. Okay, 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 that makes more sense. So let me just make sure what the instructions say. Okay. Set amount. Okay. And he also said, so one of the things you also have to do is, I was, you know, oh yeah. So before I go any further, right, I also need to enable flashback for my standby database. That's what I was wondering because I noticed that it's the same thing, written over again. So let me just confirm my flashback should not be enabled on my standby. Select flashback underscore on from the database. No, so shut down, or actually just shut immediate. Okay. So to turn off, so this should actually, so this should be up here. So this should be up here. So this should be turned off to grab this automatic recovery mode. And then to start transport services, you need to run this command. So Okay, hopefully I have. Oh, this should be correct. Okay, so come to my standby database, startup mount. Okay, so turn off. And again, so what you're doing, basically, you take the database out of manage recovery mode, the standby database, because the only database that's in manage recovery mode, and then you take it out of manage recovery mode to apply to make any changes, and then and then you place it back into manage recovery mode by using this command, the auto database recovery manage standby database disconnect from session. So what I'll do is my database is mounted, so I'm going to do a auto database flashback on. Okay, auto database flashback on. So let me just confirm again. So you select flashback. It should, and again, so flashback on from the database. Come on. There you go. So both my databases actually is in my mount mode right now. So I just need to confirm that when they can be reopened. So okay, let's do that. Auto database open. Same thing here. Auto database. So after database is open, I need to change my under retention. So I found, you know, basically I found that that an appropriate value for the under retention is actually 4,000. The setting, the value. Um, so and by default you only have 900 seconds. So what I'm going to do is because and again, so this is the value for retention under retention for a for data guard for book configuration. So what I'll do is I'm just going to change my under retention to this value. But again, so what you have to do is you have to don't just don't just enable configure this setting on your own configuration. Do some research and find out what's going to work for your environment. Um, so what I'll do is I'm going to run show parameter undo. Show parameter undo. So it's 900 seconds. So I'm going to modify that and make that 4,000. So I'm going to run alter. Should be alter. Let me see, alter system, right? Alter system set undo underscore retention is equal to 4,000. There you go. Let me make sure that's on my, actually, you know what, that's on my, yeah, on my standby. Let me apply the same, let me run the same command on my primary database. Alter system set undo underscore retention is equal to 4,000. Okay, so if I run show parameter undo 4,000, show parameter undo 4,000. Oh, great. So I've just gone to that. So what I'm going to now do is I'm going to configure fast start environment. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to exit SQL Plus, and again I'm on the primary. So I'm going to exit and then connect to my DGMGRL. So exit DGMGRL, connected. Great. Show configuration. Okay, wonderful. So let's modify that. Let's modify this setting. The fast start federal target. So I just ran the show configuration, and then I'm gonna write let me edit the database v11g2-ish 3 set property fast start is equal to v11g2sd. So show configuration, my database is being read can be seen. So let's do a show database v11g2 h3. Okay, should have it be v2sd. Great. So edit database v11g2h3 set property. Actually, you know what? Just so you know what I'm referring to. So show database globals v11g2h3. Oh, no. What did I just do? I shouldn't have done this. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Set oracle underscore SID is equal to v11 g2h3 dgmgrl connect. Okay, so show database robos. So previously what I had is I had a edit, and that's why the command just stalled. Show database robos v11 g2 issue. Okay, so I'm going to modify the fast start. If I can find it, fast start fell over this one. So I'm going to set a value to my standby database. So I'm going to run edit database v11 g2h3 set property. What the property is this is I'm just going to copy from my output. Okay, paste it. Is equal to v11 g2st. Okay, property is gonna update. Let's run that show database again. Okay, v11 g2st. Okay, great. Let me make sure. Okay, edit database. So property. Okay, so so you have to basically make this set the value for the standby on the primary and then set the value for the primary database on the standby database. So let's run the show database rebels v11 g2 sd. Okay, edit database v11 g2 sd set property. Property again is going to be fast start fell over to v11 g2 h3. There you go. You want your database again? Wonderful. Okay, so now I'm going to start the observer process. Let me just make sure what's going on here. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'm already connected to my so I'm gonna run the start. I'm gonna run the start of the observer command. Okay, and we're gonna get okay. So these are the steps you have to take to enable fast start failover for your book configuration. And just so you know, the upload process is an Oracle background process. What I'll do is, I don't have enough information on what it is right now, but what I'll do is I'm going to post I'm gonna post sort of a brief description of what it is and what it does on in the discussion section for the YouTube channel. And also, um, in terms of the observer process, right? Not even the observer, the start observer command. So I think if you're on Linux on a Linux environment, I think the procedure is different for the to use to start the observer process. Um, from what I from what I from what I saw, basically and again, so the benefit of being on Windows, I think, is you can just run the start observer. But I think for Linux is different, and I'll probably just post that also in the along with with the description that I mentioned earlier. I'll pause the video. I'll be right back.